Lately, some of you have been asking how I did my exhaust and how I got the angles. Now, that is a pretty sweet angle if you ask me. It's tucked up back underneath it. That actually was from the previous exhaust. This truck doesn't smoke that much. But, so, I've been getting questions. Yes, this is a super cab short bed. It is a very rare truck from what I've been told on that. As you can see, I had to twist it that way and then run it down and out. Now, because I don't have as much exhaust pipe as everybody else, to get it to fit with me, out of this section right here that runs from this first clamp to this next clamp and to here, I can't remember, I actually have a paper up there with the numbers on it. And also the piece that goes over the axle, I had to cut a significant amount off of it too to get it to line up, and yet it still didn't. Now, yes, I do have the tools to do it, and it's not going to be as easy for some of you who do not have the tools or the money, but it can be done with a hacksaw if you have the right motivation. I'm not a welder by any means, but that is the elbow that I had to weld to get it to do. I actually have a picture again up there that I drew to help you guys with the angles. As you can see, that's how I ran it down to the welds, and then it ran straight out, and I made it to where I could use the factory exhaust hanger. As you can see, I mean, it's already rusting, and hell, I live in New Mexico even, so there's just no way to stay away from it. Alright, let's go up top and look. Okay. Here's how I got it to work. No, it's not perfect in many of the other ways, but so here's where it comes over the axle. Here's my second piece. The bottom, as you saw, was about 2 inches in that pie, 15 degrees on each side for the first pie. That gave me a decent angle to go off of. On the next one, I only cut 1.25 inches of width, 1.25 inches of width off of there, and 2 inches on the first one for the bottom. And on the second one, I also cut a 15 degree and a 15 degree, and that gave me another fairly decent 30 degree angle. To get it to the 45 that I wanted to, I cut another 15 and a flat. Now, like, I did it because I didn't really know exactly how I was going to do it and what I wanted. So we'll use this piece as an example. You could only cut a 15 out of the angle of this, and then use this as your whole flat. I cut a 15 in a flat because I didn't know how much I needed, and I just wasn't real sure. But as you can see, it set me up pretty good, and the hanger worked great. And this is what I was talking about on the length of the pipe. 2 inches on that section I was talking about, and then 1.5 inches on that I cut out. Now I was also noticing over the axle piece with this clamp, because of where I have it personally. See this exhaust clamp right there? It was starting to smash up against this brake line. Now I re-angled it that way it wasn't going to hurt it, but you need to be pretty careful on how you angle that, because I mashed this brake line and had to replace it. So you just kind of need to be aware of that. But as you can see, I angled it to where it used factory hanger on this out. Now as for the downpipe, I know a lot of people have questions on how it fits and stuff. So the way I got it to fit was on this side of the firewall right down there. You need to bend it in. I know some people cut. I mean, I actually did get a Sawzall, and there's a lip that when you're messing with it, you can see it. There's a lip on the firewall. I'd put about 3 inches apart. I cut into it to the firewall, the lip, bent it back, and then I got a hammer and a very, very flat bar from up here and reached down there. And be careful to watch your turbo while you're doing this. You don't want to do anything to damage that. But I got down there and I hammered the end of my bar with the flat piece on the end, and it bent the actual firewall a little bit out, and the downpipe slid right in. Now, yes, some people have hell with it. I didn't. But then again, I have also put a downpipe in my friend's 94.5, and his seemed to be a lot harder, and it was very, very difficult to do. But it can be done. So, sorry my engine's dirty. I've been driving all over the dusty roads, and last update I did, I haven't done a video in quite a while. I actually got my 6.4 bumper on, but there is some stuff that I need to do. On the frame, on the website they tell you to cut these pie pieces out. You can do that. But from looking at it and stuff, I think from right here, I just want to cut it flat, just enough to keep some weld on this bracket. Kind of want to cut it flat and then cap the frame off, but that's also what I want to do. Now, as per trimming on it, because some people do have questions, on this, I had to trim the bumper right here to get it to clear my tires. And if you were to run bigger than stock, because these are just stock, you would have to trim a considerable amount. As for the other side as well. As you can see, you would have to trim quite a bit. And to get when I was turning the tire, I had to trim a little bit more here. Other than that, the 6.4 bumper fits awesome. I do not have the rubber piece for the top yet. I will order that as soon as possible. But I think this bumper looks awesome. And yes, I would do it on any OBS Ford that I have.